Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be interviewing my grandma, who's turning 95 this Christmas. This is my second interview with her. If you'd like to watch the first interview, there's a link right up here. You can click that and watch the first interview. And a lot has changed since then, and you're gonna notice that in this video. So I thought this time around, I would ask her about what it meant for her to be a farm wife back in the 1960s and 1970s, what her day-to-day role was on the farm. Unfortunately, due to her age, she was not able to remember a lot of the key details that I was really looking for. But I do hope that you guys still enjoy the interview with her, as she does recount a lot of her vivid memories of life on the farm. Enjoy. All right, Grandma, so I wanted to ask you about your experiences on the farm, because we've talked about kind of what Grandpa used to do, but I don't think I've ever really gone into the day-to-day life that you had on the farm, because you were kind of on a separate spectrum from him, because you took care of more of the house stuff, plus you did stuff on the farm too. So walk me through, what was the typical day like for you on the farm?
Well, the first thing we did after 5 o'clock in the morning, and head straight for the barn to start getting ready to milk cows.
So you would help with the milking?
Feed the cows, yeah. I help milk. So first we started out with surge buckets, which you had to pick up and dump into it. Then we got a milk pail we could dump it into, and it would take it into the milk house. First, though, we had to carry my buckets into the milk house, and we just had milk cans back then. And then later on, we got 2,000-gallon bulk milk tank, so we didn't have to have the milk cans anytime. And lifting one of those 10-gallon milk can full of milk was really something too. You'd put it in a cold water bath.
Oh, okay.
That is how it cool it down. It was a cement tank that you could set the tanks into. And then we kept the water running, well water.
Yeah.
It was cold, and that cooled the milk down. And the milkman coming, he'd pick up the tanks and put them in his truck.
How often did the milkman come?
Oh, well, I had the milk cooler, it was every other day. But I think he came every day when we had the cans, milk cans.
Yeah. How many cows were you milking by the time you sold the farm?
Oh, and you finally sold the farm?
Yeah, how many were you milking?
Oh, at least 60 or more.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think maybe close to 70. We bought the farm then in the fall of 48.
Oh, okay.
Then we got a milk there, which was a tank. We could dump the milk, the surge buckets into that, and it would pipe it into the milk house. And we had a bulk cooler by that time too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, then the barn burned down, caught fire at night. We just put all the cows in to milk them, and when we went to turn the milk machine on, it wouldn't come on. And your grandpa went to the fuse box, said there was a blown fuse, and they could smell smoke. He says, call the fire department. And so I did. Young Ted was out raking hay over on 66, and I drove over to take him some lunch because it was supper time. And when I come back down Tupper Lake Road towards the farm, the big vents on the roof were like chimneys of smoke.
Oh.
And I parked the car by the house and run out the barn, and your dad's grandpa said gave me his jackknife because some calves were tied because we'd run out of pens.
Oh, okay.
He said, cut the calves loose, so I did. I swore that knife was as dull as a table knife. I was trying to cut through the rope, but I got them all out. And your grandpa, we had put the cows in to milk them, so we had to let all the cows back out.
And they were
They
probably
hadn't been milked.
confused, and they're like,
But
"What?"
they went out lickety split. They knew something was wrong,
Wow.
I think. So they went out really good. But he had this young bull in a pen back there that had never been outdoors. And he would not go out that door. Finally, your grandfather had to throw him and drag him out. And the big bull had a ring in his neck. He let out real peacefully. And I got all the calves loose and outside. And when the fire truck come down the road, this one calf was in the middle of the road, and I was trying to get it out of the road. They wouldn't budge, and I couldn't budge it. And finally, the guy driving the fire truck says, "One of you guys help her." So
Right.
finally went ahead and we got it off out of the road. But by that time, the barn was just a roaring mess of flames.
Did they figure out what caused the fire? Was it
Oh.
electrical?
The only thing we could figure is when your grandfather put in a new fuse, it caused a short, and so it caused by an electrical short.
Right.
Because it was right after that they smelled smoke.
Oh.
So that's what we figured it must have been, a short, and that's why the fuse
Wow.
blown. But we got all the animals out, praise the Lord.
Yeah.
We lost 4,000 bales of new hay we just put in there. So we had to start it all over again.
That's a lot of hay.
And we didn't have any barn or anything either.
Right.
So we had a tool shed just northwest of the barn. So just your grandpa made stalls in there. And so we had the pipeline milk, a portable one.
Oh.
So we could roll that out there and milk the cows. And it would pump some milk to the milk house faster than I could carry a bucket down there.
Wow. Well, that's
So,
nice.
Yeah, we appreciate that. Until we finally we got the new barn burned. It was the first day of October when we finally were able. Boy, those cows went in there lickety split. They were really tickled to get back in a regular barn.
Aw.
A couple of them fought over the same stall, but we got them all straightened out. So.
Yeah, it's kind of funny that you bring that up because a lot of people that aren't farmers assume that the cows hate being milked, that they don't want to be in the stall, that it must be cruel for them to be milked. When you're telling me that the cows are excited to go in the barn, they're excited to have their own little space to get milked.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a completely different.
They couldn't get in that barn fast enough.
Right.
They knew it was warm and dry in there for one thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they got fed in there too. So, because we always gave them grain
Yeah.
and then later hay. So, no, the first day we opened that barn door and said, "Come on." Boy, they came looking at his plants. They couldn't get there quick enough. With a new barn, we put in a pipeline milker, so a glass pipeline milker. So when once the milking was all done, you just set it up and put the cleaning solution stuff in it, and set it on automatic, and it washed itself.
Ah, that's pretty
So-
handy.
That helps a lot. So yeah.
So now going back to after you milked the cows, what did you do after you milked the cows?
After we milked them.
Yeah, a typical day. What did you do?
Well, what did I do?
Yeah.
I washed the milkers.
Oh.
I'd go out and get breakfast for everybody too.
So you got breakfast for
Grandpa?
Grandpa.
First thing it is go and feed everybody so the kids get off to school.
So you had Grandpa and you had my two uncles and then my mom.
Yes. Probably went back in the house and did housework. Baking, whatever. Farm wife does.
Yeah.
I used to patch blue jeans, and now when I see these young girls going around with tears in their jeans deliberately, it just makes me sick to my stomach. How dare they go around looking like a bunch of ragamuffins? I always.
What did you normally make for lunch? What was lunchtime like? What did you normally make?
If I had a crew there, like saddle filling or something, I'd cook a whole big meal, mashed potatoes, gravy, roast beef, pies, and I got so when I had a crew there, I'd put a piece of pie in each plate, and then a couple guys they'd eat their pie first thing to make sure they got their pie. But,
So what were crews there for? Were crews there to help get hay off the field, or what did they do? What was a crew? Were they neighbors that came in, or were they hired people that came in?
Well, a lot of them we hired. Like in silo filling time, sometimes if it's wet, you'd have to put 2 tractors on to put full wagons out the field because it's such wet, heavy ground around here. The soil is heavier. But they always tried to start the 1st of September before it got really froze hard.
So what kind of silage did he make? Was it chopped corn silage?
Yes, yeah, a whole stalk in the ears.
Yeah.
Yeah. And one night I got up, we had a poodle she wanted out, so I got up in the night and got to let her out the front door and turned the porch light on, and I turned the yard light on. Well, Missy B started yap, yap, yap. Well, then the big barn dog, collie dog, he came out of the barn, yap, yap, yap. Well, I had seen there was a car over by we were filling silo, and there were lights over there, and I thought, they working on that silo full equipment this time of night, you know.
Right.
Well, when the dogs went out yapping, the light come out, that car took off, lickety split, so I figured it was teenagers after gas.
Yeah.
Thanks to the dog.
Yeah.
The old Jeep with the rods with the crankshaft, and it was on the silo filler. So we went up to Buffett Lifos to see if he'd get a rental or something. And,
Right.
but they wouldn't give him one. They said they'd sell him one, so we went over to County last to the International. County said, sure, help yourself. There were several out there that had been used by the canning factory. Just help yourself. So he brought one home, and he wound up buying it.
What was it, in Alice Chalmers?
Yeah, International.
International.
Yeah, International.
What else did you help out with on the farm?
What did I help on the farm?
You helped do hay.
I've unloaded a whole wagon load of bales onto the conveyor when we were short of help one day. I usually had a vegetable garden of some kind.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Did you do canning? You canned vegetables too, or you just ate them fresh?
I froze them.
Oh.
Originally I canned stuff, but I preferred to freeze them. It's a lot less work.
Yeah. Just chop them up and throw them in bags.
And it tastes better too. Frozen food tastes better than canned. Everything's changed nowadays. Out with the old and into the new. You know, neither one of our boys was interested in farming. I guess they had enough when they were at home. So.
Yeah, that's kind of the way a lot of farms have been going.
It's still there. The hay mow has been cleaned out. The walls all painted and the ceiling, and they sanded the floor and varnished it, and they got a circle ball court.
Oh, pickleball.
Huh?
They turned it into a pickleball.
Pickleball. Yeah. Pickleball court.
So it's not a hay loft; it's a pickleball court.
It's
now.
a pickleball court. I wondered how they get up there because we used to just have a ladder.
Right.
Hay chute, which was over the feed alley. There was just a hole in the floor up in the hay mow. And he slipped and fell and went down through that. But he landed on the bales, thank goodness.
Oh my goodness. How far down was it?
And nonetheless for a while, I guess. But he survived all right, because they praise the Lord. At least he landed on the bales and not on the cement floor.
Right? Oh my goodness.
Because it was just a hole in the floor. There was no railing around or anything.
Thanks for talking to me, Grandma.
You're welcome, sir.
I always like hearing, your experiences on the farm and getting little bits of new information.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I've probably forgotten a lot of stuff that you probably would wish I didn't, but I can't. Long gone, I guess. I'm sorry.
That's okay. At least we've got some information, and well, thank you, Grandma.
You're welcome. I think we about covered it as far as my memory is. Love you, Grandma. Thank you.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that interview with my grandma. I apologize again. I tried to get as much information as I could out of her, but it's so nice to hear the stories that she does have to say, and I hope you enjoyed the pictures as well. So thanks for watching, guys. If you are not already subscribed, feel free to hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to click that bell, and take a peek back at previous videos. Hope you guys have a great week. Love you guys. Thanks for watching. See you later.